Hello there, it's Karen here from Crafty Little Miss K, bringing you a little quick project that I've made. I saw an old video on YouTube and it was using non-Stampin' Up stuff, and I thought I don't have any of those dies. So I got the dies out that I did have and I created this really pretty, very simple little birthday card. I have actually used an old retired punch to do these, but there's plenty of dies out there that have got pretty little flowers on, and I've used the leaf punch as well, which is currant. So we're going to recreate this but in a different colour. This is using oh gosh, what's it called now, Grapefruit Grove, which is one of the new in colours for this year. That's going to last for 2 years. But this time I'm going to be using this one, which is a very rich pinky fuchsia, and it's called Luscious Lipstick, something lipstick. Hold on, let's get this right. Lovely lipstick. Oops, Luscious, lovely lipstick. Anyway, so we're going to be using that as our little accent. Okay, so to start off, I got an A4 sheet of the thick Whisper White. This has actually been cut down already. And then I just cut it down to make a 5.5 inch square, so that it was 11 that way, 5.5 that way, scored down the middle to make the 5.5 square. And I'm just going to make sure that's nice and sharply creased, that spine there. And then I cut another piece of the normal Whisper White, because I find this coating is so nice to stamp on, and that measures 5, and I did it by eye, so 5.25 square, so 5.25 by 5.25, and that's going to be stuck on there. I'm not going to layer it up, I'm just going to put it straight on there because I like the effect of having the layers without, I mean I've got depth with the frame but without the depth on here. So that's that bit. And then I got out my layering circles, and I used the biggest scallop and the biggest circle, but I separated them, and then I just got little, I think it was like 2 sizes down for each of them, and I made a ring and a ring. This one has got a smaller aperture than that one, so when you layer it up you get that layered effect like that, you know, the little stepped effect like that. So I've done that already just to save a bit of time. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to get my sponge out and my ink, and I'm just going to sponge around the edges of the scallop there. So these are the new ink pads. They don't open like the old ones did. If I just grab one, they're not like this where you push on the 3 little dots and then just turn over. Oh, now I can't close the thing. These ones open like a compact, so it's a little bit awkward when you're not used to it, but obviously people who aren't used to the older pads will enjoy this. So just lift it up, push it all the way, and then they're a bit stiff because they're brand new. Over a period of time they will loosen up, and I have seen people say that if you get, you know, the little birthday candles you put on a cake, if you just get one of those and just rub it in the runners in there, it will create you know, sort of stop it from being quite so stiff like this one is. But these are brand new, I've hardly used them, so I'm happy that they're not, you know, I don't mind it that they're a little bit on the stiff side. So just very, very gently, because this is quite a deep colour, I'm just going to sponge around the edge like this. I'm sorry this is going to take a little bit of time, but I don't want to sort of make it all splodgy in some areas and hardly any in the others, and try and make it as even as possible. Like that. That's better. I'm just going to go around that bit of ink because I was a little bit gentle there. That's better. Yep, that's fine. So that's the ink finished with, which is nice. So I'll pop that back. And then what I'm going to do then is just, how did I do it? I can't remember how I did it now. Oh yes, I got my mini dimensionals. These little ones here, and what I've done is I've actually cut them in half. I mean, they're tiny anyway. My fingers are too fat to deal with this. And then what I've done is I've just ground round the edge just to create a layer, just going on the inside of the circle like that. So let's just quickly finish this off. You can see why I cut out some of the steps, because this is quite tedious, this part, so I hope you bear with me. There we go. So that's that. And then if I just take off the tops, again I'm just going to use my tweezers because my fingernails, although they're longer now, they're I never seem to be able to pull the paper off very well. That's it, that's the last one there. That's it, that's lovely. Put those in the bin. And then very carefully, just sort of like try and get above it if you can. I'm trying not to knock my camera out of the way. Just layer it down like that. Okay, that's just to create a bit of dimension. And then you can just put a whole one on. I tried to match it up where the other dimensionals were, just so that there's no bumpy bits. Oh, there's one there. And this isn't exactly in the middle of the circle. I think there's a slightly larger edge there than there is there. But it doesn't matter. It's so minute, it won't matter. I was told once, embrace the imperfections, Karen. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's that. So leave it off to one side. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to attach this to the front of the card. If I go any further. And I like to use Tombow just so that if I get it slightly off, then I can wiggle it about. You don't need a lot, and I've probably put too big a blob on the side there, but we'll see. So I'm just going to stand up for this actually, so I can see. So it's just to give yourself a nice little border there. There we go. So that's that done. I've done that. Make sure it's right way up. Okay, so that's that. And then this is going to sit on here in the middle, and so let's just take those dimensional backs off now. Is that all of them? No, one more. That's it, one more. And again, I'm just going to stand up for a sec, get above it. That's the best way to get it. I know this is slightly off centre for you now, but that's it. So there we go. That's that bit. And then what I've done is I've used this stamp set, which is called Hand Delivered. This is a host set, so you'd need to host a party or make an order of... how do you get this? I can't remember now. Anyway, look on... well, I'll check with that and put it in the notes anyway. So I'm going to use the Happy Birthday here. And I'm just going to use my black, my Memento black for this. Get it nicely inked up. And then just pop it off centre near the top of the circle. There we go, see? And then I can do the decoration. So for the decoration, like I said, I used my leaf punch, which I'll just pull out of the drawer because I've got it punched out already, mainly because I over punched too many of them. So this is a leaf punch, and this makes this, okay? And then what I've done is I've got my tweezers, and just to give it a little bit of shape, I've just sort of like put my finger and my thumb over it, but just twisted it a bit. It's just to give it a little bit of the leaf, a little bit of dimension, just a little thing like that. Okay. So then I'm using glue dots for the next part, and I'll just use my piercing tool to... Where are the dots? Oh, there they are. Okay, and I'm just going to pop this. Make sure I've got the right way up. Yep. Pop the dot on the back of it. Like that, and then I'm just going to poke it in because I've got the dimensionals on here. It's got little gaps, so you can just sort of poke your leaf in between the dimensionals like that. Okay, there's a little tiny bit of glue showing there, but it won't show but I'm going to put the flowers on. And then, like I said, I've used an old retired punch just to do this nice and quickly. I was really sad when these retired because I absolutely loved them and I used to use them all the time. And then I've just got some of the matching card. I'll just put my hand over, otherwise I'll flip everywhere all over the ribbon, I won't find it. Just got 3 of those, and so I'm just reaching for, because it fell down, just reaching for my sponge mat, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of dimension on the flowers as well, using the soft end of my pokey tool or my piercing tool, and just into the middle, just to give them a little bit of dimension like that. That's that bit done. And then I've got some little pearls I'm going to put in the middle of them, like so. Oops. That's that, and then bring out the glue dots again, turn them over, and then what you can do before you glue them down, you can decide where you want your flowers. I know where I want mine. I'm just going to have them in the same place as before, just like that, just to create a little sprig of flowers down there. but obviously check first, you know, have a little play about first of all. So that flower is going to go in there, and that's going to cover up that little bit of glue that we could see. And then this one, it's got a bit of paper in there somewhere, there we go, is going to go on there. And then the last one will just go down here. So there we go. My florist sister will probably say to me, you've placed them all wrong, Karen, but I don't mind. I like them as they are. So a nice, quick, easy card. All I've got to do then is put a little sentiment inside. I won't put it straight onto the card. I will use a piece of the thin Whisper White and just put another layer inside. But there we go. Nice and quick, nice and simple, even with the pre-prep. The pre-prep hardly took any time at all. I just needed the space on my desk. So there we are. So there's my 2 cards made, and I hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to seeing you or having you with me again soon. Oh, one last thing before I go, I'd like to say a big thank you to those people who have subscribed to my YouTube channel over the last couple of weeks. I've had a few. I don't advertise myself, you know. I mean, there's a Facebook group, I could say, come and have a look at my YouTube videos, but I don't do that. I just let people find out for themselves, and hopefully it'll be a nice little surprise for them. Anyways, yes, again, so thank you for subscribing, and I'll be back soon with another little project. Bye for now.